Welcome to the Ethical Affiliate, the podcast that's all about living life on your own terms through the exciting world of ethical affiliate marketing. I'm your host, Ida.
And I'm Tim.
And in each episode, we'll be exploring the possibilities, strategies, and mindset shifts that can empower you to build a business that aligns with your values and allows you to design the life you've always dreamed of.
Join us as we share our journey and hear from industry experts and successful affiliate marketers who have embraced this new approach to business. Discover the strategies they use to navigate the ever-evolving digital landscape, build sustainable income streams, and most importantly, live life on their own terms.
So buckle up and get ready for a journey into the world of ethical affiliate marketing. This is the Ethical Affiliate, where we believe that living life on your own terms is not just a dream, it's a reality waiting to be created. Thanks for joining us, and let's dive in. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Ethical Affiliate, where we talk about the importance of being ethical when you are an affiliate and how you can make a positive impact on the world. Hello, Tim. How you doing today?
I'm really well, thank you. Fantastic.
What you up to? What's been your weekend?
Wow.
How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a good week. Been plodding away with the normal day-to-day business, which is a bit of a challenge because I'm working in a hot environment and it's very hot over here in Perth. But it is what it is. February's the worst day of the year, the worst month of the year. So I'm looking forward to getting through that. And air conditioners working full time. And interesting subject. It's hard to keep motivated under these sort of conditions, but so that's a learning experience really, because it's so easy to just come back and crash, grab a beautiful water or something like that and just go, I'm done for the whole evening. And it has happened. So, and I've got to stop beating myself up because sometimes it's like, well, 7 hours in the environment I'm working in and like, you know what, I think you've done enough. Let's get cracking tomorrow morning when it's cold. But yeah, I feel like, well, certainly both of us have accomplished a lot this week in the businesses we're running and our collaboration. And we'll announce some things coming up. So how about you? What have you been up to?
This week, it's been really good. It's been lots of breakthroughs, I think. For me, it takes me a little while to get things up and running in my mind when I'm learning something new. And so this week, what I found was that I had a couple of breakthroughs and I was able to shift my thinking and see something in a different light. And that was really helpful when running a business like this. And I kind of feel like I've taken a step forward now. I'm a lot more comfortable in my shoes when it comes to what I'm doing, and the business that I'm running. So it's really great. Actually, I have a team meeting tonight, and for the first time in ages, I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, it's good. 1 second, I have life coming through. Just give me one tick.
Keeping it real, guys.
Okay, all right. Give me a moment. Oh, Dad. Sorry.
I'm just saying we're keeping it real.
Look, this is life. I've got a kid and she threw up and her dad needs to help her. And maybe I should probably go and see her, but I'm sure they'll be fine just for a minute.
Excellent.
So that kind of threw me. Where were we? What were we talking about?
You were having a group meeting tonight and you're looking forward to that because
having a group meeting. So I'm really looking forward to that. So it's good. Yeah, looking forward to learning more too.
Nice. So what's our topic this week?
Well, I think we were just going to discuss multi-level marketing in general, and how it's perceived, and talk about the pros and cons, I guess, and what to look out for when looking for something legitimate. It's really important that you become discerning, and I'm very pro MLM and pro affiliate marketing. I think it's an amazing way to make a living, and it's such a pay it forward system, I feel. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
That's good. And I think it's because, well, certainly from my point of view, it's coming up because I have done a lot of looking through groups and things on Facebook in particular, and a lot of people are asking questions, and some stuff has cropped up which I'm reading between the lines. They're not terribly informed about the business they're in or the network marketing, MLM, and people throw out some things which for want of a better word, shows a little bit of, and I don't mean this harshly, sort of lack of education, and I understand that fully because it can
Mm,
be very confusing. And so
very overwhelming.
it's helped us, absolutely. It's helped us in a way to clarify some of the direction we're going, because it's like people really need help for this, because they're confusing. And we'll talk about this going forward. They're confusing MLM with pyramids and all this sort of thing, and scams. And unfortunately, that's the sort of thing that gets the media's attention.
Hmm.
Uh, but let's talk it through. What have you sort of learned that helps clarify what MLM is?
Well, for me, the way I see MLM and what I've learned is that you're affiliated with a company and you have an actual product, and you have an affiliate code, and anybody who buys a product through you, you get a commission if they decide to come into business with you and work or partner with you or whatever it is, come on board, you sponsor them, you get a commission for things that they sell as well, right? And that it's not completely ongoing, but MLM in general is where that's the only way you can sustain the income is if you continually recruit people, right? But what's happening, that's my understanding of straight MLM.
Sure.
So if people don't support it, if there's a particular product and it's saturated, like, you're going to you need repeat business. You
Yes.
either need repeat business, so they're products that, yeah, they're ethical and they're great, but you have to keep buying them, and the people that are selling them, the distributing, have to continually sell them in order to make money, right? But that landscape is changing, I'm finding now, in my experience, and
Yeah.
really this it can be quite overwhelming when you first start out researching during your discovery phase of this type of business, because there's a lot of really dishonest people that paint this great picture and unfortunately take people's money. Now, I mean, they're pretty obvious for the most part, but there are some that you still need to be really discerning. Some people might be affiliated with a great product, but the way they're marketing it and the way they're selling it is really kind of unethical. So it's kind of more about, it's not just about the product that you affiliate yourself with, it's how you run your business, right? So, yeah. Anyway, I can't remember my point. I lost track. What was I saying?
So like I'll let you get back to that in your own head. Like, I mean, it's just like any other business, really. It's subject to, what do they call it? Good actors and bad actors. You're going to get people who are trying to sell you stuff that's not a good product. You're going to get people to try and sell you stuff unethically and in a way that's forces people to make decisions they probably shouldn't make without
Mm,
enough information.
yeah.
And so a lot of these sort of kind of like what I was alluding to when we started, a lot of people are coming across and brandishing the system with, oh, it's unethical, in their own words, because of these sort of people. And yet there's a whole range of businesses and people out there who are doing it the right way. And of course, they don't
Mhm.
get the publicity. So,
Yeah. And look, just to add to that, excuse me, there are a lot of people out there that buy into this and buy into the dream of success and hope, and then are kind of left hanging,
mm,
not with no guidance as to what to do. And that is where it can also fall down. And it all comes down to a person's intent when they're marketing a particular product,
yeah,
really. And that's what people, when they're entering into this research phase or discovery phase, if they're interested in online business,
yeah,
need to keep in mind and need to be really discerning about the company that you're affiliated with, the compensation plan that is offered. And sometimes it's really hard to get that accurate information because of the way it is marketed. You can have a great product, but the riches of it, you're sold on the potential of what the business can do, as opposed to a balance of both the product that you've got and the potential to grow as a business. So yeah, there just needs to be a bit more balance. But yeah, people need to be really discerning. They have to be super discerning, and they really need to do their research and ask lots of questions. Ask people lots of questions. And this is one thing, as someone who is working in affiliate marketing and multi-level marketing personally, when I get inquiries, I want to know. I want to find out what people need, how I can best serve them.
Mm,
Because if what I have doesn't work for them, I'll say, look, I actually don't think this is going to work. I'll leave it up to you. Personally, this might not be a good time for you, or whatever, for whatever reason. There's no way I ever want to feel responsible for, pushing someone into doing something or purchasing something unless they actually see the value in it. And not there's that is a I don't know how many people kind of run. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that run their businesses like that.
mm.
But I think the ones with the louder voices are much better at getting the attention. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Mm,
true. So true. Some of the things that people say, some of the people equate this to, they call it a pyramid scheme, right? And
mm,
that's a very common response. Sometimes you see that in the advertising you do. People just say, "Oh, it's a pyramid scheme," or "It's a scam." I mean, when people say it's a scam and then they just disappear, it's like, well, I'm not even going to bother even talking about that, because how can you? It's easy
mm.
to throw a rock out and then run away. But a pyramid scheme, a pyramid's basically when you've got a bunch of people at the top, literally recruiting and recruiting, recruiting, building up people below, and really all they're doing is trying to sell more stuff that doesn't really exist. And the ultimate
Yeah.
of that, of course, is a Ponzi scheme, which is where you're paying the people below you out of the money that your members are joining. And in the end, the whole thing falls over. It's unsustainable. And that's obviously highly illegal. And this is where the
Mm,
lines become very confused, because people go immediately,
mm.
that's what this is about. But as we've
That's
talked about before offline, this is really no different to I mean, any organization structure, obviously, just saying those two words is a pyramid. You don't really have
mm,
a flat organizational structure. You have
mm,
someone or a board of directors perhaps at the top, and then someone below that. And then you have an ever increasing wider base going out below you. And the other thing that also tends to happen, people say, oh, well, the people at the top get all the money. And we'll come to an alternative to that view. But in general, why wouldn't the people at top get more money? Because they've been in the business longer, they've got more experience, more wisdom. So to
it's their
say
business. They're
it's
the
and
boss.
it's or their business, and so it's like, well, yeah, in a privately owned business, yeah, I get that. They put the money in as well. They've got a lot of money, and they probably do more hours than just about anybody and stress out more than anybody else.
Mm,
And
mm,
unfortunately, it isn't always the case where they do get more money, as we know as small business owners. But an organizational structure is just that. 40 years and you might climb up, or you may not climb up to the top of an organizational structure, and you'd hope you'd get more money. So this idea of the people at the top getting all the money is it's a vacuous argument, really. Having said
mm.
that, in an organization we're both well aware of, we're members of, that one of the top people in the industry only in the structure only got 3% of the income. So that's actually just
Yeah, I don't see
that's
him
just the
like.
opposite. Now it's not
Well,
it's a
that's
lot
the
of money.
thing. That's the thing. You affiliate yourself with the right people, the people that share your intent. This is an amazing business model to actually empower people by helping them nurture their own business.
Mm,
And when you're affiliated with a product that's really ethical, not only that, it's more than it just being ethical, it actually being able to provide something that is so inherently important, which is how we hydrate our body, because let's face it, where our bodies are, we treat them really badly. We put a lot of really awful things into them.
yeah.
The very least we can do is provide them with adequate hydration, actually premium hydration. And, so my point is, when this particular multi-level marketing and slash affiliate marketing, direct selling is a really great way when you're partnered with a really good product to build yourself a great life and help
Yeah.
others do the same, because their
Yeah.
buy-in not only buys them a business, a fully set up business, mind you,
Yeah.
right? Yes, there's training involved, but you get mentored the whole way through. And as long as you're coming from a really honest place, people will respond to that.
Mm.
And it's the honest people that need to be really, really strong in this industry because it's so full of dishonest people, right? And it robs the honest ones from an opportunity of making a really good living. And
Yes.
this is where, again, we need to be really discerning, So even if you're out there looking um, for something, you come across a product that you like, but you don't like how it's being sold to you, do your research on the product itself. You can go direct to the company. Like there are ways of getting started um, on your own through whatever company you decide
Mm.
to partner up with. So yeah, it's about being discerning. It's about being really discerning.
It is just being discerning. And I suppose the other thing we talk about, because you talked about affiliate marketing there, and it's all tied up in the same sort of structure, is that um, there's at least a couple of different types of affiliate marketing way of doing affiliate marketing that I've seen. And one is that where you create a web, or let's say you have a website devoted to something that you love doing, like we talked about the other day, like camping or something like that.
Yeah.
And you start hopefully testing and trying out certain types of camping equipment, and you have a deal
Yes.
with Amazon, for example, or a similar big supplier where you recommend a product because you've tried it out. And on your website or on your web page, you have the product, a picture of it, and you have an Amazon link or whoever, and people can buy it. And most people will say, in fact, I've never seen one recently for years actually, where they say, I just noticed that I will get an affiliate some money out of this through
Mm-hmm.
my affiliate links, and that's fine. Um, and you see that on a lot of websites. Some are just blatant and
Mm-hmm.
just put everything there as much as they can, which I think is getting a little bit, wouldn't say unethical so much because it's pretty obvious what they're doing, but it's really not. I don't know. It's a different set of values. I was
Yep.
watching a video today by a guy who's talking about a lavalier microphone, and
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube, someone I'm following, and he's recommending a certain type of microphone. And in the description of YouTube, he had, here are my links to, again, it was Amazon.
Mm.
There are other companies, Amazon, and here they are, and they're affiliate links. He's quite clear about it. Now these were $15 microphones. He's going to make what, you'd be lucky to make $1.50. Nevertheless, he's made
Yeah.
it very clear, and it's a great way of it can be a great way of getting an income, and there's many different
Mm.
ways of doing it. And the other system we use which is why I get a bit not confused, but I don't quite get why people are so confused about it, is really where you're, like you're saying, doing a direct sales sort of thing. You're getting an affiliate commission out of that, which is really no
Mm-hmm.
different to being a salesperson and getting a commission. And it's like, for the
Yeah.
life of me, I can't see really what the difference is. And yet, like them or love them, we don't say, oh, sales is really illegal and anything like that. You're getting money for the work you're doing. Sometimes a lot of money, sometimes
Absolutely.
not.
Yeah.
So what is the problem there? I don't quite get that. It's just a sales commission because you're putting work in and putting out money,
Yeah,
actually.
that's right. Yeah, and you're putting and it's also like, especially when you're talking about what I call a lifestyle business, where the way you run your business is through the way you live your life. That is a relatively new way of doing things, So it's like, how long have people been doing that? I don't know, maybe 10, 15
Yeah,
years,
yeah, yeah, probably longer.
something like that. I mean, I'm
Right.
sure there were people that have been doing it longer, but it kind of hasn't really become a real thing um, until, in the last 10 to 15 years. And people are still getting their heads around it, So there's room for growth.
There
There
is.
is real room for growth. And really, I think you just need to be discerning, and people need to actually see the value in what you've got. You have to be affiliated with something that is of real value, genuine value, not just buy it and never look at it again and it's going to be useless.
Mm.
This is, it's important that it's something of real value and something that's actually going to help you and your family. So there are two benefits you can come out of. She was having, I was having a chat with a school mum, and she's very, very well, not anti MLM. I've got a bit of flack of some of the school mums, but which
Yeah.
is totally fine. Not flack, but like sideways glances, and it's cool because I don't get it, not a problem. But I was having a conversation with Teresa, and I was saying to her, people don't actually understand the value of this kind of business if you choose wisely, if you choose your product wisely, if you support, if you choose to support something that is worthwhile, and there's no that it's people find it difficult to get their head around that concept,
Mm.
and that's the bottom line. And she wasn't, yeah, but how does it work? It's like, well, it works because you support it, right? So you support that network, and then you support the person that sees your vision, or sees the value in what you're doing, because it's a really good way of working. You get your life back. And yes, it takes time. I said, okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say you get your house fitted out. Your house is now a low tox home, right? And you go along your merry way, and one day you wake up, you go, what? I've had enough of my job. I'm sick of it. I'm over it. Guess what? You have a business in your home ready to go, right? It's, a no-brainer. Like, people don't understand what comes with what this opportunity offers. It's not, I mean, anyway, why am I going on about that? We're talking about multi-level marketing. It's not a
Yeah, but
webinar,
it's
right?
it's very true though, because I think what you really outlined there is really important for people to love the product they want to promote. And
Absolutely.
trying it out for a
There's
while,
got to be value in it.
yeah, it's got to be value. It's got to be on their, in their own values, touches their own values, because that's just making it really hard. If you're trying to sell something or help people out with a product that you're really not 100% sure of, or you're not sure of whether it's actually doing what it's claimed to be, it's going to be
Mm,
a struggle, and you'll drift and go and do something else, and so it really takes time to ask, and we'll be coming up with some questions and things in a future podcast probably, what to ask and how to find out some really ethical products, because that's going
mm,
to, as you said, it's not easy, but it's going to make it easier to at least help people out with the product. And
mm.
again, going back to the the one I keep using, because although I do go camping, I haven't been for years, is that, if you love a sleeping bag or something, it's going to be so much easier to talk about it and recommend it than something that just seen on a picture and you think, well, this looks good, it's got all the specs. So in our case, it's a health product, but it doesn't matter what it is. There's so many things out there, and it is just a commission-based sales process.
Yeah, it is, but and that's exactly what it is at its base level.
Without being
And
employed.
yeah, that's right. The trick is, and this is like where we can really find our power, is the more discerning we are, and the more we actually support products that move us forward as people, and both health wise, financially. Um, that's when that's when the change starts to happen. That's when the miracles happen. And this industry's living life, living a life on purpose, and running a lifestyle business is a really it's a new way of doing business, right? It's still
Mm.
in its
Much so.
infancy,
Yeah.
right? 10-15 years from now, it's going to be a really thriving business. And it's going to be like any other business, any other industry, right? A lot of people aren't going to be successful in it, but a lot of people are. And it really depends on how you run your business,
Yeah.
you know? That's, and it, yeah. So it's just another way of making money
Oh,
that
I
doesn't
look, it's
eat
so
up your soul.
it's so true, and I can't think of any better example than 20 or 30 years ago, nobody would have had really much concept other than going and getting a job or starting your own business,
I know.
bricks and mortar.
I know.
And look at us now. I know we're in the thick of it, But if you said to anyone that we're in an online business, people go, yeah, I get what that is. They might know the details, but
Mm.
it's such an option. And a lot of young people want to become online influencers, for better or for worse. It's just a whole way of thinking that wasn't there 20 years ago. And
Yeah.
so this idea that I totally agree with you, over the 5, 10 years, it'll just be so accepted, people won't even question it.
Hmm.
And like every other traditional bricks and mortar business, there'll be the good players and the bad players. And I hesitate to say the industries, but some industries are sort of noted for being possibly sleazy and unethical, although the
Yeah.
law usually catches up with them and corrects things.
Hmm.
It's no
That's
different to
right.
that. We can sell a product. If we weren't ethical people, we could sell a product that was horrible and then shut it down and start up another business doing the same thing.
And there are
So
plenty of people
no,
out there
you've
that are doing it.
plenty of those.
There are
If
plenty of
you're on
people.
YouTube and you follow certain people, they outline
No.
these sort of scams and things. No big deal.
You want to know something too,
Mm.
Tim, like, because I know that in my experience too, this is just online business in general, not necessarily multi-level marketing. Um, it's just really value, whether it's there needs to be some form of value exchange in the online space, you know.
Yep.
I was just thinking in the sense of in the way of personal coaches, because there are some people in this industry that sell uh I'm not mentioning names, but certain self-help courses that are really not self-help at all, but they are like insanely expensive.
Yes.
So it's really important to make sure that what you watch or whatever you research, you really kind of be very, very tuned into your gut. So it's a process because not everyone is in that headspace to begin with.
Yeah.
So
So true. So true.
yeah.
So, what have you been reading this week?
Oh, my hero,
Yeah.
Jen Sincero. I'm on a bit of a Jen Sincero junket. So I have been listening to You Are a Badass, and I'm listening to it for the second time in a
Yeah.
row. I don't often do that. Often I'll listen and then I'll walk away, listen to something else, and I'll go back. But I actually just needed to listen to it twice. I find it really helpful, especially if I'm having a low energy day and I need to rest and my brain is like, you can't be resting, you can't be resting, you've got to be doing stuff.
Oh,
When
yeah.
I listen to that, it's just like, oh, actually, I can do this. I can rest. So yeah, and that's what I'm reading and I love it.
Great advice.
Love it, love it, love it.
Which is your favorite? Is it the money? What's the money one called? You're a badass at
You're a
making money. Is
badass at
that the
making
favorite one,
money.
or is the other one? Are they both the same? Or
There's you're a badass at making money, you're a badass, and there's another one in the
yeah,
series. I'm not
yeah,
sure of the title. They're both great. Yeah, I both get a lot of value out of all of them.
cool,
Yeah. Yes,
excellent.
loving it. Thank you, Audible. What about you?
Um, I'm reading again Brian Tracy's Focal Point, which is Brian Tracy is a well-known self-help guru from many,
Hmm?
many, 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 many years ago. One of the originators when people came out and started doing this sort of stuff. Um,
Okay, interesting.
well, I was going to say, well, I am going to say it's a really left brain book. Um,
Okay,
for another way of putting it, it's a very practical book. It's steps to achieve things and how to focus and how to
yeah,
deal with procrastination and stuff like that.
yeah,
So I do love those sort of books, but I also balance it out with a more of a for want of a better word, a kind of spiritual aspect to achieving things, manifestation and stuff like that. So possibly
yeah,
not quite doing it, alternating between the two, but sometimes I get a bit sick of the step by step by step by step, and I go to the other side. But I've got a couple of notes here. So one of the 3 points he makes really at the end of the book is your life only gets better when you get better.
yep,
So to summarize, your outer world will always reflect your inner world. And if you want to improve the outer world part of your life, then work on the inner world, which we all know, personal development.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
the other thing that goes with that, it doesn't matter where you've come from. All that matters is really, really where you're going. And
Yes,
to not get caught up. Someone I can't remember I was watching recently talked about we're always engaged in a battle with a past self. And I thought that was a
yeah,
really, really interesting way of putting it. This
yeah,
not so much a snapshot of their past self, but an accumulation of selves in your life that you're always in battle with to keep going. And we know that, it's like something that happened in childhood or something someone said to you 30 years ago. It's always this battle to, and I use that word in the terms of inner turmoil and having to deal with stuff like that. Not that we're in a military situation, but we're
Yeah.
always in that battle with a past self. And I thought that was for me, it was a really good way of encapsulating how life is in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the third point is anything worth doing well is worth doing poorly at first. So I guess the main thing of that, in fact, we talk about this quite a lot. Everything is hard before it gets easy. So
Correct.
I don't know I've been in business a long time. I don't know any business that is really easy. There's
Mm.
always often great challenges that you have to deal with. And
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
for people to say, oh, it's an easy business to do, online business or, network marketing, it's not. It's hard. It's tough. It's a business. But the rewards are rich and plentiful and ongoing and um,
They really are.
and fulfilling for yourself if you
Absolutely.
choose the right products and get a great team and just your world just changes in the positive way.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's me on the book front.
Beautiful. Fantastic.
I'm reading that. I'm reading that as in reading it
Right.
on Kindle.
Love it.
Another
Love
flog for
it.
Amazon.com.
Thank you, Amazon. Thank you, Audible. Okay, well, we're going to leave it there. Next week, I have no idea what we're talking about, but I'm sure it'll be something really interesting.
It will
You
be.
know, we will
We've got
address
lots of ideas coming forth, and for anyone listening on or watching, in this case on YouTube, drop questions in the comments if you want to know more about what we do or just about affiliate marketing and multi-level marketing in general. And you're probably already listening to this on Apple Podcasts or something similar, but that's where you'll find us.
like, share, and subscribe, please.
Subscribe, recommend, and look us up on Facebook. We're both on there. And we look
Ethical
forward to chatting
affiliate.
next
I'm
week.
Ida. And who are you? Who are you, mate?
Today I am Tim. Tim Gregg on Facebook.
Righto. Beautiful.
Look
We'll
forward
see
to
you later.
chatting next
Have a
week,
great
Ida.
week. Yes,
See ya.
absolutely. Bye.
Bye.